What is happening, gamers? This is Bradley here and welcome back to another news roundup. And to kick us off, that Activision has announced Skylanders Trap Force, which of course is the next entry in the cash cow annual franchise Skylanders. Now in Trap Team you'll be going around trying to find Skyland's most wanted villains, and in each new iteration of Skylanders they like to add some new element to mix things up to differentiate it from its predecessor. And this time around you'll be able to capture those villains with a new item called traps. Now these traps are actually physical items, so you will be able to go to the store and pick these things up, but you basically put the trap on the portal of power and then you can transfer the villain into that trap, and the trap basically becomes that character, and then you can play with the villain whenever you want. I believe there will be 40 different villains that you'll be able to capture with these traps, and some of these villains include Chaos, Chomp Mage, and Chill Bill. And on the flip side, they'll be adding 60 new Skylanders. Trap Team will also introduce new heroes called Trap Masters, which are basically Skylanders that have these weapons made out of Traptanium that deal more damage. One of these Trap Masters is a blue lizard by the name of Snapshot, and he uses arrows, a sword, and a water vortex. And sadly, you might already have a couple portal powers laying around your house, but you'll actually have to buy a brand new one for Trap Team because of the introduction of those new items called traps. So yes, you'll have to fork over some more money. I do think this latest innovation for the Skylanders franchise is a neat addition, being able to take the characters from the game and using them for yourself. In a way, it's kind of like Pokemon, but on the flip side, it is another way for them to make money alongside the figurines, because you'll have to buy the traps. And if you have an interest in Skylanders Trap Force, it will be coming to the Wii, Wii U, and 3DS on October 5th in North America, October 2nd in Australia and New Zealand, and October 10th in Europe. But I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be picking up this new Skylanders game though. I don't have any of the other Skylanders games, and it kind of costs a lot of money. Moving away from Skylanders and on to the Wii U's next big title, Mario Kart 8, there's a rumor that we're apparently going to be getting a demo for it. Now take this rumor with a grain of salt, because it's not exactly coming from a trustworthy source, but according to a Reddit user, he apparently heard from a Nintendo representative at WonderCon that Mario Kart 8 would be receiving a demo. So yeah, that's basically all we know, but this demo might not actually happen, because we are talking about Mario Kart here, and people know what to expect from Mario Kart, so Nintendo doesn't really need to convince people to actually buy it. But on the flip side, we are getting a demo for Mario Golf World Tour, so maybe Nintendo's deciding to release demos for their games more often. We don't know. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. Turning things to the eShop is that NES Remix 2 is now out on the Wii U, and the question is, are we going to get another one? Maybe an SNES remix, a Game Boy remix, a Game Boy Advance remix? Well, according to the director for NES Remix, he would like to explore that very idea. So yes, the director told IGN this, and he stated that it basically falls down to whether or not people actually want it. And if they see there's enough demand for it, that'll give them a reason to actually look into it. I wouldn't mind seeing an SNES Remix where you can play some remix stages of Super Mario World, Super Metroid, or maybe even some third-party games like Mega Man X. But really, Nintendo wants to know if there's enough demand for it, so buying NES Remix 2 might be a good way to do that so they can gauge the interest. Turning things over to Ubisoft is that a couple news videos ago, I mentioned a rumor about a 2D Prince of Persia game that's supposed to be using the UBR game engine, and something new has surfaced to add some more evidence about a new Prince of Persia. So an engineer for Ubisoft made a post on Twitter showing off the different incarnations of the prince, and he stated what's next for Prince of Persia. But that's not the only interesting thing. That account was actually deactivated later. So it does look like we will be hearing about a new Prince of Persia game at some point in the future. Whether or not it will be a 2D UBR game, we don't know. But maybe we'll hear something at E3. And finally is that a couple games have reached their funding goal on Kickstarter, which means they will be coming to the Wii U. These include Hex Heroes and Twisted Fusion. So you can look forward to these games in the future. But that will bring us to the end of the news roundup. If you liked what you saw, please give it a thumbs up and add your favorites and all that good stuff. And you can stay tuned for more news videos, video reviews, and That's on Miiverse episodes. I will be doing a review for Child of Light, so you can stay tuned for that. And you can also stay tuned for the 19th episode of That's on Miiverse, which will be going up on Saturday. But I will talk to you later in the next video, guys. Bye! Which of course is... Yeah? And if you're interested... I can't speak for beans.